Imagine this. It's midnight. You wake up to a strange noise, a soft scratching at your door. The wind outside howls like a chorus of distant voices. You hold your newborn baby close, your heart pounding, and then you hear it. A whisper, barely audible. So sweet, so pure. The blood in your veins turns to ice. You know what's outside, and it's here for your child. The aswang has come. This isn't just a myth. In the rural villages of the Philippines, entire generations have lived in fear of this terrifying flesh-eating creature. The aswang is the most feared entity in Filipino folklore, a shape-shifting, bloodthirsty monster that preys on the vulnerable. And its favorite victims? Pregnant women and newborn babies. Today we're exploring the legend of the aswang, its horrifying abilities, and a chilling real-life encounter that will make you think twice about leaving your windows open at night. Before we begin, make sure to like this video if you love creepy folklore. Subscribe for more terrifying legends from around the world. Now, let's begin. Let's start with the creature itself. What exactly is the aswang? The aswang is not just a single monster. It is an entire category of supernatural beings that haunt the darkest corners of Filipino folklore. Feared for generations, the aswang is known for its terrifying ability to shapeshift, its insatiable hunger for human flesh, and the eerie way it blends seamlessly into everyday society. By daylight, an aswang walks among the townspeople, appearing as an unassuming, often reclusive individual. Many say it is most commonly a woman, quiet and reserved, living on the outskirts of the village. But when night falls, this seemingly ordinary person undergoes a gruesome transformation, shedding its human disguise to take on monstrous forms. Some describe it as a massive winged creature with glowing red eyes that pierce through the darkness. Others claim it turns into a hideous dog or pig, lurking in the shadows as it stalks its next victim. The way an aswang moves is as disturbing as its form. Some say its feet are reversed, making it impossible to track. Others whisper that its body is so thin it can slip behind a single bamboo post, vanishing into the night like a shadow. And if that wasn't horrifying enough, the aswang is a master of deception. It doesn't just kill, it replaces. After devouring its victim, it leaves behind a lifeless duplicate, crudely constructed from banana tree trunks or other organic materials. Families wake up believing their loved one is still there, unaware of the gruesome truth until the body begins to rot. What makes the aswang even more terrifying is its unpredictability. Unlike other supernatural creatures that follow strict rules or patterns, the aswang adapts. It changes its methods, its hunting grounds, and its disguises, making it nearly impossible to detect until it's too late. Now let's talk about aswang's most terrifying target, newborn babies. Of all the things the aswang craves, the blood of a newborn is its ultimate prize. This monstrous predator has an unnatural ability to sense expectant mothers, drawn to the scent of new life like a moth to a flame. As a woman's belly swells with child, the aswang begins its hunt, lurking just beyond the village, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Legends tell of its horrifying feeding method. Unlike traditional vampires that bite their victims, the aswang is far more insidious. It is said to possess a long, needle-like tongue, thin and flexible enough to slip through the smallest cracks. No door, no wall, no rooftop is completely safe. The creature can extend its tongue through windows, beneath wooden floorboards, or even between gaps in thatched roofs to drink the blood of an unborn child straight from the womb. By the time the mother realizes something is wrong, the baby inside her has already grown cold. But what happens when the baby is already born? That's when things turn even darker. The aswang is relentless in its pursuit, watching and waiting for the moment a mother lets her guard down. Many stories warn against leaving a newborn alone at night, even for a second. The flickering of a lamp, a sudden cold breeze, a strange tapping at the window. These could all be signs that the Aswang is near. Some claim it can take the form of a trusted friend or midwife, slipping into homes undetected, only to steal the baby away in the dead of night. Villagers have developed numerous ways to protect their children from this relentless predator. Garlic, salt, and holy symbols are often placed near cribs to ward off the creature. Some mothers sleep with a blade of bamboo tucked beneath their pillows, believing it can sever the Aswang's grotesque tongue before it reaches their child. Others rely on charms and prayers, hoping that faith alone will keep the nightmare at bay. Yet despite these precautions, fear lingers. The Aswang is patient, it is cunning, and it never truly leaves. Even today, in the remote villages of the Philippines, mothers still whisper bedtime prayers over their children, listening closely for the sounds of the night, because if the wind howls and the shadows shift, the Aswang might be closer than they think. Do you think the Aswang is real? Have you ever heard a similar story? Tell us in the comments below. Next, let me tell you the story of Maria and her baby Alina, a real account passed down through generations. Maria and her husband Andres lived in a small village surrounded by thick forests. After years of struggling with infertility, they were finally blessed with a daughter. The entire village celebrated, but something felt off. Whispers spread through the town, rumors of an Aswang hunting for newborns. Maria tried to ignore them, but deep inside she felt a creeping unease. At night, she swore she saw a figure watching from the trees. Shadows seemed to move on their own, and then came the night of terror. Maria woke up to a soft scratching at the door, then a whisper. I can hear her heart, so sweet, so pure. Her blood ran cold. Maria held Alina close, shaking her husband awake. But before he could react, the door creaked open. A tall, gaunt woman stood in the doorway. Her skin was sickly pale, her hair long and wild. But it was her eyes, sunken black voids filled with hunger, that made Maria's knees buckle. The woman wasn't human. It was the Aswang. The creature stepped forward, its lips twisting into a grotesque smile. The blood of a newborn, it whispered. So precious. Maria's heart pounded. She remembered the protective charm her grandmother had given her, a small wooden talisman blessed by a village shaman. With trembling hands, she grabbed it and threw it at the creature. The moment the charm touched the Aswang's skin, it let out a blood-curdling scream. Smoke rose from the creature's body as it stumbled backward, its form flickering between human and monstrous. With one final ear-splitting shriek, the Aswang vanished into the darkness. But Maria knew it wasn't over. The Aswang had been driven away but not destroyed. It would return, and next time it might not leave so easily. From that night on, Maria never let Alina out of her sight. She fortified their home with salt, garlic, and blessed charms. Every night, she kept a candle burning, believing the light would ward off the creature. The villagers also took action. Elders shared age-old prayers, and warriors kept watch with bolos, sharp machetes said to be deadly against supernatural beings. Days passed, and Maria hoped the nightmare was over. But the Aswang was patient. One evening, as Andres returned late from the fields, he saw something horrifying. A massive winged figure perched atop their thatched roof, its glowing red eyes piercing the darkness. It had come back. He ran inside, bolting the door. Maria clutched Alina, her hands shaking. A low, guttural growl rumbled from outside. The air grew heavy, thick with an unnatural presence. Then the ceiling creaked. The Aswang's long, snake-like tongue slithered through the bamboo slats, searching. Its unnatural hunger sent chills down Maria's spine. Andres grabbed a handful of salt and flung it upward. The creature screeched in agony, its tongue recoiling as if burned by fire. Realizing it couldn't reach Alina, the Aswang let out a furious wail and fled into the night. But Maria and Andres knew their battle was far from over. Determined to end the terror, the village elder advised them to seek the help of an albulario, a traditional healer. The healer performed rituals, strengthening their home's defenses with sacred oils and prayers. He instructed them to bury blessed amulets at the four corners of their house, forming a protective barrier. That night, as the wind howled through the trees, Maria and Andres waited, their hearts pounding. But this time there was no scratching, no whispers, no glowing eyes in the darkness. The Aswang never returned. To this day, the villagers tell Maria's story as a warning. The Aswang is real, they say. It lurks in the shadows waiting. And for those who do not believe, well, they might just hear a whisper at their door one night. I can hear her heart, so sweet, so pure. Finally, let's go over how to protect yourself from this deadly creature. To this day, many in remote Philippine villages still follow ancient protective measures against the Aswang, believing that even the smallest precaution can mean the difference between life and death. Garlic, salt, and holy objects are among the most common defenses, as these creatures are said to recoil from their presence. Blessed charms and amulets, especially those consecrated by shamans or priests, are believed to burn an Aswang's skin upon contact, forcing it to retreat. Strengthening house defenses is also crucial. Keeping windows shut, securing doors, and placing sharp objects like scissors or thorns near openings can prevent the creature's long, sinister tongue from slipping through. Even animals play a role in protection. Dogs and roosters are known to sense supernatural presences and raise alarms before an attack. While skeptics may dismiss these methods as folklore, for many, they are essential safeguards against the lurking terror of the Aswang. The legend of the Aswang has terrified people for generations. Some believe it's just a story, meant to scare children into staying indoors at night. Others, they swear they've seen it with their own eyes. What do you believe? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like this video, and if you're a true fan of horror folklore, hit that subscribe button and join us for more creepy legends. Thanks for watching.